Nightingale, an open-world survival crafting game where you adventure across mysterious and dangerous Fae realms as a daring Realmwalker. You'll defeat monstrous enemies, survive hostile environments, and build elaborate estates in a visually stunning Gaslamp Fantasy world. Now, Nightingale is a great game. Released on the 20th of February 2024, not really into early access. The original plan, well, it was into early access, but there was a bit of a mix-up around how the game originally launched, and when it did launch, it went quite well. It had a lot of good stuff about it, and then it dropped a little bit, and then it came back up again towards the start of 2025, and now it seems to have dropped again. Currently, the reviews are sitting at mostly positive, with 71% of the 9,981 being positive, but recently, it's mixed, with just 52% of the 70 reviews in the last 30 days being positive, which is a shame. It's developed and published by Inflection Games, and I had the privilege of being a part of the development process of the game. So I've been playing this game for around about, 3-4 years now? I played it for about a year before it actually came out, going through loads of stuff with a team with a bunch of other creators, and it was a really enjoyable experience. But I feel like it dampened it a little bit for me, because when the game had launched, I'd already had so much playtime in it, so that kind of initial hype was slightly gone, which is one of the main reasons I haven't really participated in any other playtests. I've been invited to a couple, but unless it's something I'm really, really excited about, then I haven't really jumped into them. So I try and leave that sort of day one excitement there, if that makes sense. But it seems like over the past year, they've gone quite downhill. There's been tons of major updates to how the main gameplay loop is done, and being able to play online with friends in servers, which I don't know if that has helped the game much. Originally, it was going to be multiplayer, sort of open world with different players on a server, and then it was scaled back down to sort of a single-player co-op experience, and now it seems like they've gone back down to that route. And it seems like since then, the numbers have dropped quite a bit. Because, as you can see, in sort of the end of 2024, it peaked a little bit, and then October it peaked a little bit, and then it just drops down, and it's been a continual downward spiral, unfortunately, with an average player count over the last 30 days being 221, which is a shame, because I feel like the game does deserve a lot more players than that. It is an enjoyable experience, especially if you enjoy this type of thing. I really enjoyed my time playing. I think the crafting and stuff was a little bit complex, over-egged, and they did do a lot of work to simplify that. Now, they've released another update recently, which seems to have pushed out a lot of good stuff, so whether that is going to change these recent reviews, we'll have to wait and see. Now, the update came out just a couple of days ago, on the 6th of November. Now, this update contains loads of new stuff, powerful new charms, expanded decoration sets, balance improvements to make adventures smoother and more rewarding, from the strength of the charm, Siphus, whatever that is, and Atlas magic. They've also rebalanced one-handed weapons to improve Welkin's reach for an improved first experience. They fixed a wide range of bugs to keep you adventuring through the realms. So yeah, although it is way over a year old, almost 2 years now, they've done a lot of work to still continue to develop and update and make sure the bugs are being knocked out of the park, which is good news. As well as that, as mentioned, brand new content. So let's have a little bit of a look. Overall, the list itself is quite big, with some decent amount of especially balance changes and bug fixes. So that's good news. So for the new content, they've added new charms. A new charm, the progression tab unlocked in Gloriana's Tears, increased melee damage based on carry weight but lowers critical. The charm of Atlas, a new charm unlocked at the Watch, which removes penalties for being over-encumbered, and it does not conflict with the charm of the Mule, one of the most used charms in the game, but now with these charms, it can be used in conjunction, as Siphus is based on max carry weight if over-encumbered, so it also means at the Watch that there's plenty of time for the charm of the Mule to shine, which I've not played the game for around about 6 months, so most of that doesn't make sense. But if you are new to the game, then, well, that'll be the case. But if you are an experienced player, obviously you'll know what a lot of that means. So I am going to jump in over the weekend, try it out, see if it's any different to what it used to be, see what major changes they've had. If you want to see some gameplay footage of that, let me know in the comments down below, and we'll get a video of that as well. Now, they've also added new charms, Arcane Overcharge, the Charm of the Zephyr, Nimble Jumper, the Labourer, and new decoration sets. Now, most of those, other than the Zephyr, which is a Fable charm which allows players to remain airborne whilst casting spells and boosting damage whilst doing so, and the Arcane Overcharge, which is for magic which fully consumes stamina to deal additional damage. Well, Nimble Jumper, well, pretty damn obvious, gives you a double jump. Labourer allows players to go longer between eating and sleeping, and, well, pretty self-explanatory, really. You can get more building shit done. Now, the new decoration sets are at the Watch Tile set at the Essence Merchant, and they are the Crates Collection, Alchemy Decoration, Incense Burners, and Junk Piles. They've also added Simple Capelet to Tier 1 progression, and Excellent Cooking Station from Dana's House is now available in the Watch. They've also done a whole bunch of tweaks for Welkin's Reach. Welkin's Reach is a new diverse realm, especially for the newer players. It represents traversal challenges, and underprepared players can feel unable to safely move around the realm. So we've decided to soften the experience for the first impression with a few tweaks. They've increased the duration of the Empyrean Favour in the Welkin's Reach from 10 minutes to 120 minutes, and Empyrean Favour now persists on death. These changes should prevent issues where players are unsure why they can't access the well after getting the Empyrean Favour. They've also added Stamina Efficiency to buff the Thin Veiled card, and Charm of the Wind to Umbrella gifted to you by Aurelio. Now, as well as that, there's been a whole bunch of balance changes. Generally to one-handed weaponry. Generally speaking, one of the weapons would be weaker than two-handed weapons, which is roughly equates to around about 33% weaker. And this was to counteract the versatility of having offhand weapon or utility tool. However, we've over-evaluated the value of the tools, so we've increased the damage. We've also increased the weapon with lower critical damage more to give them an opportunity to be used in the later game. Weapons like the knife and sword have been excluded as they don't need a power increase. General increases to one-handed weapon damage include Lancaster pistols at 20, Porter revolvers at 20, all mauls plus 25%, build hammers plus 10, Porter pistols plus 10 and revolvers plus 30, and then sickles have plus 40% damage. So that makes using one-handed items much more viable. I did find it annoying that you'd have to swap those out quite a lot, especially when you were going sort of towards the later game, taking on bigger enemies. Using those smaller, nimble weapons wasn't really an option. You needed something that hits hard, especially towards some of the bosses. So having that does make things a lot simpler and more enjoyable if you do like that playstyle of one-handed weaponry. Now, as well as that, they've increased backpack durability, updated rewards from realm bosses, tweaks to the magic and ammo scaling, loads and loads of tweaks in there, which is good news. I like that they're tweaking this stuff even so later down, making it work for players that want a different playstyle, because it did sort of force you into that heavier playstyle, as I mentioned. Now, as well as that, there is a whole host of bug fixes. Augment application, Regency Stove to Tier 3, added collision to Tutor Corner Stairs, loads and loads of stuff in with the bug fixes. So hopefully that does improve some of those negative reviews and make it a little bit better for the development team. They are working on it. It seems like they're pushing out a lot of stuff. Over the past sort of 6 months, they've still been updating loads of things, fixing loads of bits and bobs as it comes along. So it's good that they are working on bits like that, as well as updating and adding new content and balancing the game at this late stage. We'll have to see where they go from here. I don't know if they will continue development sort of next year or whether they'll move on to another project. We'll have to wait and see. I don't think it's really a sort of live service game. You can play it offline, I believe. So don't know. We'll wait and see what the team do over the next few months. I am going to jump back in and have a couple of hours gameplay, see if it's still an enjoyable experience. If you want to see that, let me know in the comments down below. For today, though, we are going to finish that one there. Hopefully you've all enjoyed. If you have, subscribe, drop a like, and stick around for much more survival content. I've been Wired, you've been awesome. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.